microphone should be working. Sorry about that. Now I'm gonna get back to playing these tanks. I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna start with the FV4005 Stage 2 Tank Destroyer, which is the new British Tier 10 that came out. As you see, very poor hull armor, turret armor, and gun depression. Only 5 degrees of gun depression. However, it does have that very good gun on it. So let's hop into a battle here. See what map I'm gonna get. Okay, so this tank on mines is a little bit different because with its size, it's kind of hard to be able to fight on the hill, especially with the gun depression. However, I might be able to get out there quick enough to get one good shot in before pulling back. Whether or not that's going to work, let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't take a hit from that Object 261. But this thing, I like it. Now, it does have a lot of downsides with its armor and size and HP. However, that gun with a very mobile chassis makes it a very good tank, and it can do wonders since you are able to move around very easily in this thing. Not as fast as the other British tank destroyers because it does have a little bit weaker engine for its size. However, it still gets around quick enough to get you to where you need to be. Let me see if I can hit one of their medium tanks here, but it looks like they might pull out. I'm not going to be able to do that. No, I don't. Yep, I'm spotted now. I got to get back before I get hit by artillery. I don't think they're going to have the balls to push up the hill. They might, but that's highly doubtful. Might be able to sneak a shot in here with a Hesh round. Or at that T57 over there. Nope. Can't get either. However, let's just see. Just want to give my teammates a chance on the hill here, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm going to pull back to the town. Hopefully Artie is not aiming at me because I will take a lot of damage moving back here. This was a... I knew it was a bad thing going up the hill. It wasn't going to be able to do much, but I kind of rolled the dice here, and unfortunately it didn't really pay off. Okay, so on to better things, hopefully, over here. Now, this AMX got whacked by something. I'm going to move up and hopefully scare back these tanks with a nice shot. I can't see them because of that fucking bush. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance and keep eking up. This tank's more for a sniper than a frontline tank. Crap. Wish that AP round would have did more damage to him. But, oh well. And if you have any tanks you want me to play that you see in my garage, keep me in line with the chat because I can read the chat, and if you guys have anything you want me to play as far as new British tanks or some rare premium tanks or unreleased tanks you want me to play, just kind of say it in chat. Now, I'm not going to platoon with this live stream only because I just want to get through as many tanks as possible. I only have maybe like an hour and a half or so, so I just want to get as many battles and tanks in to show them to you guys as I can. And glad to know that the sound works this time. For whatever reason, I have no idea why my microphone wasn't picking up in the last stream. It had worked for me before. I'm not going to get a shot off on him. I want to actually move back. This 110 looks like it's going to try to challenge me. Oh shit. That was not a fair trade, and I'm definitely not doing good in this match. This thing, I'd rather be back sniping, but as you see with that waffle trigger back there, it's not as useful on this map to sit back and snipe. Now the next tank I will play, just because I had on my last stream, is the Tiger L56, just to get that back in here. And then after that, if anybody has any suggestions, I'll pop out a different tank. I'm actually on a different username right now. I'm on a media account, TankMiss13. I only have this for basically another day or so. Since it's a media account, I basically have everything unlocked, so I could review the new British tank destroyers primarily, but that's a little bit of fun. Why not test out some different tanks as well, which is what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so as you see, this thing, even a little hill like this, I can't peek over it, so I actually have to go back and hope that they push out to me. But I'm just kind of waning because I don't have a lot of HP. And sure, I'll take the FCM out. It's a tank I'm well versed in, and I've died a lot in it as well. As you might expect, its armor's not exactly great, being a French tank and all. Oh shit, who the hell spotted me? Man, I'm dead. I couldn't get back enough, but that was a pretty crappy way to start the stream. So I'll actually hop into the FCM next. I'm going to go into the Tiger 1 L56 first, then I'll hop over to the FCM 50T after that. Let's just take this tank back out. As I said in the previous stream, the Tiger 1 L56, currently an unreleased premium tank. It's a tier 7 German heavy tank, has 1700 HP. It doesn't have a lot of penetration at all. Even with premium rounds, it's very low, and has a ton of DPM, and basically its armor is the same as an upgraded Tiger. But it's pretty interesting because right now it doesn't have special matchmaking, so against tier 9s your penetration is so bad that you're not able to actually face a lot of tanks. Now, I don't stream on Twitch just because I do most of my things on YouTube and find it easier to keep everything in one place. And most people are going to try to kill me because they think I'm a target, but I guess don't have a vehicle icon, as you see. Now, as far as streaming, and then as far as streaming on YouTube, I'm going to try to do it at least once a week, and you can find it under live events on here. The only reason I don't do it on Twitch is because it makes things difficult for me, and it doesn't always mesh well because having things on Twitch, people who follow me on YouTube, is a little difficult because it's hard to keep up with it, and it's a whole different setup. But I do agree that Twitch is nice for the chat and other features it has, but as far as live streaming goes, I prefer it to do it on YouTube because I'm only going to stream here or there, and I like sticking with my current video setup. Okay, so hopefully I don't run into something with a lot of armor in this thing, because I'm going to be torn apart. Now, IS-6 in the middle, I might be able. He's going to push up. And that Type 62, that thing stands no chance. Okay, so let's see what's around corner A. Nothing. We had a penetrations in the mid 130s for the AP round. So this thing will be interesting. It's most likely going to change before it's released. It'll probably remain a tier 7. However, if they change the gun as far as penetration or anything goes, then it might receive premium matchmaking, but right now, since it does have a ton of DPM, I think it's a pretty well-balanced tank. You just really have to pick who you're gonna fight, because you can't penetrate everybody in this thing. Let's just push through on this. Gotta keep an eye out on there, because there's that IS-6 in the middle there that can hurt me pretty easily. But the DPM on this thing is definitely fun to play with. The Tiger right now, I haven't seen any tier 9s, but as far as the rumors go, it will not get special matchmaking. I've only seen tier 8s, but more likely than not, it will see tier 9s at release, which I think it actually does need, unless if they do lower the reload on the gun or the accuracy. But right now, with its DPM, it can absolutely murder tanks, so that's why I think it's not going to get special matchmaking. But like I said, it's going to change before it gets released, because it's not being released anytime soon. So as far as getting overwhelmed about the stats, it's definitely going to see a major overhaul before they release it. Yep, no problem, Cromwell. Now there's 2 lows down here. Let's go help this guy out. He's about to be gangbanged over here, which we're probably not going to be able to save him, but we might be able to at least cause a little bit more harm for these lows here. Okay, that guy. It'd be nice if I could take some module out on him. And yeah, I have no, I don't have the new premium French TD. That's not on this. As far as the rare premium tanks go, I have this. I have the M56 Scorpion, which on this account it's still a tier 8 tank and not a tier 7. And I have a few tanks like the MTLS 1G14 and a few other things. Now, next tank I will play is the tier 8 French FCM. Kind of surprised I didn't die yet, because usually everyone kind of swarms me. But that IS-6 seems to be making a breakthrough. And just to repeat, no, I don't have the AMX CDC. I'm looking forward to that, but at least on this count, for this iteration, I do not have it. Okay, Artie. Okay, there's that guy. Ooh. Artie. Should be able to get him out with this, if I'm lucky. Yep. And I'm going to hop onto the cat, because I do not want to face that IS-6. Sorry, but no, do not want to face that guy. Now I have 100% crew in this, with rammer, vents, no premium consumable like German chocolate, so its reload actually can be lower than this. However, doesn't really matter, because it's going to see a change before it comes out. Now I'm wondering where that guy went. He's probably coming back here, but he might be heading for the flag, just a really long way. Be interesting to see if he can spot me in time, or if this KV5 for whatever reason runs into me, but at least he's protecting me here. So, at least we won this game fairly easily. Got a little track damage in there. Every little bit helps. So, Mastery Ace Tanker, because basically nobody has played this tank. High Caliber Award, 3,783 damage, 5 kills, 1,400 experience, and not much else. Made a lot of credits too, because while the... Okay, I guess showing the gun off here. While the APCR rounds are expensive, you're going to need a lot of them. And luckily, since it's a tier 7 premium, it can still cover the cost of them. So let's just find the AMX tank in here. Let's go to France. Heavy tanks. There's the FCM. It's going to throw a little bit of equipment in here. As far as the FCM 50T goes, it's more of a medium tank. You're not exactly going to want to fight too many things close up in this thing, because you're going to be torn apart with your large size and lack of armor. Okay, it's just... let me switch around a little bit of this ammo. I don't need that much HE. Guess it doesn't really matter if I switch that over to credits, but I'll do it for the sake of things. And I've got to run with camo. The only reason I didn't have camo on the Tiger L56 is because it doesn't have any camo assigned to it yet, because it's not exactly a finished tank, which is why I think it's going to change drastically if it's ever released. It might be released, as far as I know, in a different game mode that involves PvE. However, you never know. It might be a premium tank, it might be a boss in PvE or something else. Don't really know yet because it's way too soon. So the FCM 50T, it's pretty much a heavy medium tank and very good gun with penetration for its AP shell for a premium tank, but it's not a heavy tank, so you got to play it like a medium. Now, as far as how many battles have I had in that, I've probably played about 10 in the Tiger 1. A few people have asked me about it, and as far as battles I had where no one asked me, every single battle people asked me about the tank, and aside from the last 2 or 3 battles, I've been swarmed and murdered in every single one. So being a medium, I'm going to play a little bit more aggressively to get into the middle of the map. Now, I could stay back and kind of snipe in this. However, for this map, I do not like sniping from far away. I really want to get that center where that M41 Bulldog is, and whoever wins that, in my opinion, wins the match. So hopefully I can get down there without taking too much damage. I'm going this route just because I know it's faster from where I spawned, and FCM's quick enough for me to be able to get down here before there's possible enemies coming from over here. KV-13 I don't think is going to push down, but possibility. Nah, can't hit him. That wall is not destructible. Can't hit that guy though. Gotta keep an eye out here. And also, don't want to hit my own teammate here. Gotta be careful about that. Now I have 100% crew in this with all the camo skills, basically every skill. So that's why I'm not really seen yet. Usually in this tank, if you don't have the camo skills, only because I've played it without camo skills, you will find yourself spotted very easily, because it is a heavy tank and it doesn't have very good camo values on it. Okay, so don't know if they're still there, but it's gonna keep throwing shells their way. Why not? Let's just keep the fire on. I'm gonna switch over to one APCR, only because I'm slightly lower than this Type 59 here, so it actually increases his armor if I don't hit him, basically his lower glacis. And more likely than not, I am hitting him in armor where I'm going to bounce off of him. Okay, this little dweeb here, he had to ruin my day. I guess they were getting annoyed at me throwing so many shells at them. I'm just wiggling a little bit to get them off of my silhouette. But they keep on pushing up there, and I'll take that. If they want to keep pushing there and getting shot, be my guest. I'm definitely not standing in their way. But for this map, the only reason I don't go here is if I'm in a low tier, or if my team doesn't back me up. But I knew we had enough people pushing out here that I was able to push up and be relatively safe. But as you see, you don't need to use a lot of premium rounds with this, and your rate of fire is high enough to where you can permatrack some tanks. Not all of them, but some of them, which is nice. Okay, here's that T-44 again. Where is he? He's gonna keep moving forward, which he's not gonna survive very long unless if he... never mind, he's gonna get back to our artillery. Never mind. Good job. Good job for taking him out, KV2. Now this Cromwell. Where are you gonna go, Cromwell? Okay. Just caught him. Hopefully our KV2 can get him. But why did you have to push up here? You're ruining my perfect little spot. Okay. Crap, this fucking Type 59. Yeah, more likely not gonna die here right about now. But I think I did my job. So, did a ton of damage, I think. And I wouldn't know because I don't use mods. I like keeping my game basically pure and unaltered, so it shows better as far as kind of said my words there. Basically, I want to show you guys a clean game, so you don't necessarily get confused if I'm using different mods or why my things look different. And while I do think a few mods are good, I kind of like to keep things simple because I get distracted very easily. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see how this match ends. It should end very quickly, but let's just hop out of here, get on to the next one. Okay, so let's just hop back to all of my tanks here, and let's go into a different tank, the M56 Scorpion, which, as you see, 1 millimeter of whole armor, and it has no armor whatsoever. Rumors is that it got moved down to tier 7, and I think it fits a little bit better at tier 7 because, as you see, its gun is pretty good, but it doesn't have a lot of damage per minute. It does have the accuracy, the penetration, and a decent damage per shot, but it doesn't have a very high DPM to actually warrant it being at tier 8 with the lack of hit points, weight, and as far as armor goes, it has absolutely nothing. You can basically be taken out by HE shells very quickly in this thing, and your crew might also be taken out by HE shell in one hit if it actually hits you around your gun. Now, as far as that last match goes, did decently, 2,846 damage, and overall, pretty good match. But M56 Scorpion, one of the downsides of this tank, even at tier 7, only weighs 7.44 tons with full equipment. So things ramming you, you're going to die. Even against medium tanks, they're just going to rush into you, ram you, basically take off all your HP. So just something to keep in mind. It is very mobile though. It doesn't reverse very quick nor turn. However, it does accelerate in a straight line pretty quickly and it can move around very good as well. But I'm going to hop to a match here. And like I said with the Tiger L56, this tank more likely than not is going to be moved down to tier 7. Its stats are going to be changed a few times before it's released. And don't really get hung up on the stats because it is going to change. But hopefully I'll be able to show off a little bit of how it plays before I die. Now the Object 907, I don't have that. As far as reward tanks, this count doesn't have the reward tanks. It just has a few unreleased tanks. And the reward tanks, for whatever reason, are not on here. But I have every single standard tank, every single standard premium tank, premium tanks in the gift shop, things like that. So if you have any suggestions as to what you want me to play, just feel free to speak out and chat, and I'll do my best to be able to play them. Yeah, hop into a KV2. That KV2s will take this out pretty damn easily. Let me see if I can't get a, or can get a quick shot off here. This Type 59's pushing ahead pretty quickly, so I might get a spot. We'll see though. He cut back a little too soon. What the hell? I'll take a shot. Okay. Now the problem with this tank currently at tier 8, since it's so freaking light, I shouldn't have moved. Why'd I move? Since it's so light and frail, it's almost impossible to fight close to your enemies. Much so more than the other tanks where you might snipe, say, a Panther Mit 8.8 centimeter that was just released. That thing, you're a sniper. This thing, you're pretty much the definition of a sniper tank, because if you're spotted, you're gonna be freaking annihilated. Okay, hopefully, he did see me. Now, as you see, this thing does not reverse very quickly, and even though I have 100% camo, whenever this thing shoots, you're gonna be spotted pretty easily by your enemies. It's mainly just a tank that very good accuracy, penetration, but it doesn't have a lot of DPM, doesn't have a lot of armor as well, so it's just, in its current state, it's definitely not a good premium tank, but at tier 7 I do think it will work out well enough to warrant you buying it if you need a premium TD for the American line. Okay, I might be able to hit him. Nope. But I actually want AP. I don't want to shoot him with a heat shell, because that's spaced armor right there. Now if I can actually hit him, that would help. Now, let's get a shot off here. There we go. Now I'm going to hopefully get a hit on this IS here. Hello. Yeah, I know you see a Scorpion down here, which this IS is coming after me. Okay, this Object 704 is coming to help me out. I greatly appreciate that. Hide. Come here. If I bounce this shot, he's gonna ram me. But not gonna bounce it, so I'm alright. Hey, douchebag, get away from me. No. I only called him a douchebag because I did not want to see someone find that spot to hit me. Now, as far as how I got this media account, it's just because I make videos, I have a website, and they give out media accounts every now and then to cover new content released. I only really have it for today or tomorrow. I think it ends. I've had it for about a week now to make videos about 9.5 and the new British tank destroyers. But if you want a media account, my suggestion is to basically start doing videos, make your own website, stuff like that. They're not terribly difficult to get if you do a lot of videos, because Wargaming really wants people to put videos out for content, and I'm glad to do that because this is a great opportunity to be able to test out new tanks without too many restrictions, and also needing to actually grind them out on my own account. That's my favorite part. Okay, so I could push up. What the hell? It's not very fun capping in a video. Let's push up and go after that IS-3. What the hell? Now, since this tank is very light, as you see, it moves very quickly. However, turning, you bleed a lot of speed, and reverse is not very good as well. But gun depression, pretty damn good. It's about 12 degrees, I think. Not exactly sure, but it feels like 12 degrees to me. Oh god. This thing is gonna ram me. Run away. Don't do it. Don't do it. My last. No. And I'm dead. And yeah, as you see, once people see tanks like this, they pretty much go right after you, because they're like, oh, look at that shiny new tank. Let's blow that up. And that's one of the downsides of the Scorpion. It's very light, and that IS-3 is like, I'm just going to ram this motherfucker. And that's exactly what he did. He got past that little gap. I thought that he would have been taken out. Okay, so come on, kill him. The hell was that? There you go. I was about to say, you're gonna drive right past him. What's going on there? So not a bad match. 1,665 damage. Destroyed one tank. Didn't get ace tanker because I've played this tank quite a few times, and it's pretty fun, but like I said, at tier 7 it's going to work out a lot better than at tier 8. It's just way too small and light for tier 8, and it doesn't have enough DPM or HP to be able to make up for the lack of armor and size. So coming up next, let's just hop back to a TD here. One of my favorites is not the Challenger. I wanted to hop into the Charioteer. Now, this tank, I like it a lot because it has this very good gun on it for a tier 8. Granted, I would like a non-city map because all your new British TDs, they're very good at sitting back on the second lines, using their good guns to their advantage. But this tank, no gun depression, only 5 degrees, no armor, good mobility, and a very good gun. Now, APCR for credit rounds for tier 8, pretty awesome. Shell right here, Hesh shell, which, as you see, 105mm Hesh, very good damage and penetration. However, I mainly stick with the APCR because that's enough penetration and damage for me for tier 8. I'll only switch over to Hesh unless if I think I can penetrate with the shell. Basically an 80% chance or so. So since I don't have gun depression, I don't want to go over to the 890 line because there's a lot of uneven terrain there. So I'm going to hop over to the 1 line, 2 line, kind of see where the enemies are, and then see where I can pop out and get some cheap damage in. Got a little bit of lag here, so hopefully it doesn't cause me to run into a corner or something. Okay, let's just head down this way. Don't really know where enemies at. A lot of times the enemies will come up near the 3 line. However, there are chances that they'll push the 1 line pretty well. I've had that happen to me a lot recently. So I know now that I cannot push down to one line very heavily because I've died like maybe 2 or 3 times a day by doing that. So I know better by now. Okay, thank you very much. I thought that with my good... Okay, wrong thing. With my good camo, they wouldn't be able to see me and I'd be able to spot them. However, I guess their camo is a lot better than mine. But that definitely hurt. And as I was talking about, no armor. This thing, very, very frail. However, no SPGs, which should help me out. Okay, there's a T-57 there. No! You're supposed to shoot the Centurion, not me. Fuck, there's an E-100. I'm kind of screwed. My friends that I thought would be up here with me are now gone. Don't think he's pointing at me. I might be able to squeeze a shot in, but I don't think I will be able to. There we go. If I can get a Hesh round, that would be nice. But very unlikely. It's Object 263. Wonder if anyone's gonna pop out this side again. He might. Thank you. Always keep an eye on your mini-map. You would have knew that I was there. And no, Graham, I never found a reason why they were being deleted. I did see an article about YouTube censoring some people's channels. If you're subscribed to a lot of channels, they were basically only showing you a few of them for some reason, but I never really found out a concrete reason. Google doesn't exactly have the best support around. You're not really able to contact people directly. Okay, so there's somebody on my right again if I'm spotted there. This is going to be a little difficult. He's more likely not gonna. Okay. I'm just really careful here because one more shot and I'm a goner. So I don't want to do anything stupid. Okay, I could have hit him had I been up a little bit further. Don't want them to flank this E3 or else our team's pretty much done for on this side. We'll basically collapse. Let's see if they actually get the guts to move up again. I can track him. There's that. Don't know if I'll be able to hit his upper glacis, but I'll keep him tracked there. That should help out our E3. And I might be able to kind of splash him with a Hesh round like that. I should have kept with my Hesh round. But, very good reload on this. So, hopefully one more shot and I'll be able to take him out. Just keep on going. Ooh, E100. No, don't do it, don't do it. Okay. But yeah, losing a lot of your health in the beginning doesn't mean you're gonna be out of the match. You just basically have to recollect yourself and stop playing like an idiot, and then play like I played very carefully, and I was able to overcome my stupidness, and at least I got 1,174 damage. Still not very good for a TD like this, but more than my HP, and at least I took up a couple shells for my teammates. So all in all, lost a bit of credits. I did spot a little bit as I soaked up those shells with my face. So let's hop into something else. Haven't really played. I know a tank a few people asked me to make another video of. The MTLS 1G14. Now this tank has never been released before. It's not for sale, and rightfully so. Ever since they implemented auto-loading guns, this tank's freaking amazing. It has a 5-round autoloader, as you see. However, it has 2 working guns, so it shoots 2 shells, each one of those 5 shells on your autoloader, and each shell does 40 damage. So you do the math, that's a lot of damage for a tier 3. This thing can basically annihilate anything from tier 3 to tier 4, and if you have a few gold rounds or you come across a weak tier 5, because it doesn't have special matchmaking, you can significantly hurt a tier 5, and it's kind of funny that tier 5s, I forget which tier 5 heavy, I'd gone behind him, and he focused on a tier 4 tank that was next to me, and I put a full clip into him. He was like, holy shit. And then he proceeded to try to kill me along with his friends, but we took him out before I ended up dying. Now, this tank, I'm glad it's not released, because it does have way too much firepower for tier 3, and its main drawback is it's not very fast for a tier 3 light, and it has a very long reload time in between its clip. So let's see what pops up here. I'm guessing there's going to be at least 3 or 4 people in front of me, but that remains to be seen. There's no arty, so I don't have to worry too much about that. However, there's enough tanks here. Okay, took one out. Basically, the way I play this, roll up, kill one tank, reverse, rinse, repeat. Okay, 3, 2, 1. There goes another tank. Let's just back up and reload. Kind of feel bad playing this, but it's nice to see what tanks that haven't been released, since a lot of people complain about Wargaming releasing broken tanks, etc., etc. This tank, very good that they did not release this thing, because it would absolutely mop the floor of anything that it faces on a regular basis. Come on, guys. Okay, kinda waiting for them to push up, but if they're not gonna push up here, I will turn my attention to the people who are behind me. More likely than not, they're gonna try to flank me here. Here's a little tank over here. My shells don't go that far, but I don't want my team to frickin'... Okay. They're just being mopped up because they are unable to kind of grasp that there's a huge amount of people behind them. Okay. Take him out. Let's move up a little bit further here. Gotta help these guys out. Trying my best to move forward, but since you have this very long reload, you have to keep in mind that while you can take out a tank in a clip, if you're reloading, they can just push right into you, whoever survives, and take you out. Okay, time to teach these guys a lesson. This is why you don't flank my friends.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, this thing, while it does have kind of poor armor, it's still thick enough to be able to bounce a lot of the autocannons that you come into contact with, which this thing, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm very glad they have never released this thing, because it'll completely ruin anything it comes across. Okay, so I actually want to attack them from this side. It's gonna kind of point that out. And no, I don't have the recruitment T95 on this, unfortunately. They did not put any reward tanks as far as Clan Wars or that tank on here. And imagine a platoon of these. You don't need a platoon. I've taken out 8 tanks in this thing before, and could have taken out more had my team not killed them. Basically, you only need one of these to be able to do all the damage that you need to. You don't even need a full clip to kill a tier 3 in this thing. Okay, so T82, are you gonna come out and play with me? Oops, don't exactly want APCR. That's a little bit overkill for T82. Okay, yeah, he's gonna push up ahead. Will that Stewart be able to take him out before that T82 smacks him? I don't know. Aiming in, aiming in, aiming in. He's about to get a surprise behind him. Where'd he go? Whoa. Did not expect him to be in the water. But you're gonna stay there. But this tank, freaking awesome to play. I feel bad for playing it, but I just wanted to show it to you guys again because more likely than not, I'm not gonna be able to play it for much more. So might as well just get that out of the way. So, Ace Tanker, because not many people play this, 887 damage, 7 kills, most amount of experience, and made a profit because I used gold for the APCR rounds in this. So, next up, let's play Sherman Firefly, which a lot of people were looking forward to this tank. However, since the patch has been released, I haven't seen much people talking about it, and it might be because it has a very poor time at actually living, because it is fairly large for a medium tank. Because it is a Sherman, it's pretty tall. It has poor gun depression since it has that massive 17-pounder gun in it, and it also doesn't have a ton of mobility. However, I really like this tank when it's upgraded because as a medium at tier 6, a lot of times you run into tier 7 and 8 tanks and you're not able to do anything. With 17-pounder, you are. So, this tank, it's something that I plan on getting on my regular account because while facing tier 7 and 8s and 6s kind of sucks, this tank's at least able to do something about it with its AP and especially its APCR round. And the firepower on this is very good. It's just working with the crappy gun depression that is very rare for a Sherman tank. So, even the Sherman 3 that the British get, it also has 2 degrees less gun depression than the M4 Sherman. So it's just a British trait, I guess. They just like to stick big guns in small turrets, which, fine with me. You can work around most gun depression problems. I mainly have trouble working with things with 3 degrees. 6 degrees and 5 degrees is a little bit iffy, which a lot of the British tanks have, but you can still kind of plan around that. Now, we have an okay amount of people going to the town, but looking at the tanks, not exactly ideal. I'm gonna push down here because they are getting torn apart by this enemy Firefly, and I at least have to get a little bit of damage in this guy to get him to back off. Don't know if he's moved, however, put one more shot there for good luck. But yeah, I can hop into the PZ54. I also have the BT SV. Don't exactly know what other tanks. Okay, this fellow, he really missed me. He must have one of the larger guns on that thing with poor accuracy and aim time. Nice of our ally to go drown himself. That's very good use. Okay. Now, I'm tempted to push up, but I'm also afraid to push up because we don't have a lot of people behind me. And not exactly sure they're going to be able to save me, but what the hell. Let's just push up. Okay, here's this KV-1. No gun depression. I just forgot about that too, even though I just talked about it. I actually forgot that this thing sucks. I'm used to Shermans having some gun depression on them. Okay, he's actually not aiming at me. So I'll just hop out here and take a shot at him. Might as well take another shot at him. He's tracked. Not gonna aim at me, so I'll keep hopping out and shooting you, dude. Now, don't want to hop out now. Just gonna let him keep being worried about me. Ah, sorry, Cheeto. He's not able to save you. However, crap. Crap. No, 1%. 11 HP. You kidding me? Always with the bad luck. It's happened to me a few times today. But with the 17-pounder, you can do things like that. A lot of mediums at tier 6 would have bounced off of that. However, this tank, not so much. You can basically play like a tank destroyer or a heavy tank gun with this thing. Okay, here comes a comet. So let's just straighten myself out a little bit here. I'm starting to lose faith in my support system here. I'm just gonna keep myself. Whoa, no. I don't want to be tracked there. And I'm dead. Oh well. I did the best I could, and hopefully our team gets over here, but it's kind of annoying that our Tiger 1 and E25 are over in the valley. So who knows if we'll win this, but I'm not going to stick around to watch it. Let's hop into another battle. Okay, come on, load. I probably have a few more battles left in me here. Now, there is the BT SV, which I'm not going to play it because it's not that interesting to me. It does have some pretty funny armor, and it does bounce a lot of shots, unless if they hit your lower glacis and weaker parts, along with your turret. Your turret, while small, does have a few spots where people can penetrate you, but to me it's not very interesting. So let's check out the PZ54, which it's not exactly a great tank. Now this tank you don't really see around a lot because it was, pretty sure this was the pre-order tank. Might be wrong because there's a lot of PZ tanks out there, especially at tier 5 and a medium, or tier 6s. There's also PZs basically at every freaking tier. But PZ54, this tier 6 medium tank, as you see for its gun, has the L48 gun on it, which good for tier 5, however not exactly for tier 6. Now let's just hop into this tank here. Okay, so encounter mode, I gotta be aware of that KV2, but the enemy actually has a few tanks at the top, which I can't really penetrate without APCR, so it'll be interesting. Now this tank, armor wise, it's kind of okay at tier 6, but you're not gonna want to rely on it. Gun wise, as you saw with its tier 5 gun, isn't exactly very good either. It's pretty much a bad tank. But luckily for you, you don't have to own it or buy it. Just the people who unfortunately paid money for it get to play it. But does look pretty cool in my opinion. So I'm gonna try to get over here. And keyword is try. Now enemies can shoot me from over there, but I'm hoping, especially since there's a ton of people going to my right, that we'll be able to kind of freeze them and prevent them from pushing too far down our 1-2 line. This is M4 over here. Missed them. Shell velocity sucks on this thing. I've been streaming since 8 o'clock. However, I did have to restart my stream because my freaking microphone was acting up and for whatever reason didn't pick up. Okay, so this guy's heading behind me. So I've got to do a tactical advance here. Things aren't going too well. I only have one little M4 back there helping me out. This is gonna end badly. But at least I'm distracting them. It's a very underappreciated role is the distraction tank. You might not light up the scoreboard, but if you do a good enough job at keeping the enemy busy, then you're doing a pretty good job in my book. However, I need to keep moving forward because Artie's kind of honed down on me, or honed in on me. So let's just push here. Crap. A little bit of lag spike there. I was trying to reverse and I kept going forward. I was like, holy shit. That freaking artillery, he's definitely focusing on me. Now, let's just kind of get this loose off of me. Thank you for taking that Sherman out. Now, there's a KV-2 back here. I'm just gonna take my chances, keep pushing up. Oh no, run away. Thank you for missing KV-2. Got a little lucky there. Probably gonna die by artillery, but what the hell. Yep, just like I thought. He was sitting waiting for me, but it was either that or I was gonna die by freaking that KV-2 when he reloaded. Okay, so let's just wait for this to load. It takes forever to load on this because it has so many freaking tanks. Sherman Firefly. Yep, looks like we won. But I'm probably only going to stream for maybe 2-3 more battles. Overall, 1,646 damage. Did a pretty decent job at blocking a little bit of damage and spotting for some too. But Sherman Firefly, I think it's going to be a very good tank. As long as if they don't nerf it for whatever reason. Now this tank, the PZ2 Offs J, don't see a lot of these. You only really can buy them with special codes, and usually they cost $100. And haven't really seen any of these codes around for maybe like 6 months or something. However, this tank, as you see, tier 3 light, 80 millimeters of armor on the front hull, turret, and the sides are both 50 millimeters, and the rear 50 millimeters as well. Since it's hopped to a battle here, this tank, as you would expect, since it has a lot of armor, not very fast, and its gun blows. However, this is the opposite of the American light tank I played, the MTLS, where that thing has a very good gun, a little bit mobile, okay armor. This thing, no gun, a lot of armor, which, unfortunately, it does see higher tier tanks. You cannot even hurt some tier 4s, even with your premium rounds. So it's really a huge downside. However, against tier 3s, you can pretty much bounce anything coming at the front of your tank, especially if you're angled, unless if you're facing a tier 3 tank destroyer. If you're facing one of those, you're better off just running away. However, anything else, you pretty much bounce and you can slowly chip away at them. So with this thing, since I do have armor and crappy gun, and that guy obviously has faced one, I'm going to try to get close in, but this little gun, this little itty bitty gun, can't really do much. Kind of reminds me of I believe it's a Dalek from Doctor Who. That little thing that pokes out of him. It's just this little tiny thing. But it can be deadly. That's why you carry APCR in this thing. If you're playing this, you don't care about making credits. You just care about making people cry if they can't penetrate you. Now me, I have a conscience. I only play it to show people kind of how to deal with it. Not all tanks can deal with this. If you don't have the penetration to go through 50 millimeters of armor, just run away from it. That's my plan if I ever come across this, because run away, because you can easily just ignore the thing and deal with it later. Now, as far as dealing with it from the front, just also run away. The thing can't really hurt you. So these tanks, I'm gonna see if there's anybody up here. Doesn't really look like it. Hello, little tank. No! I did not want to see that Lee. No, get away! Don't kill me! That Lee can absolutely tear me apart. Shit. He's coming after me. Let's just hopefully run away here. He's actually going right past me. I will take that. And I'll come pick on your friend. Cruiser 4 can also hurt me, however, I want to get some distance between me and the Lee. Let's get him. Thank you, ammo rack. That definitely helped out. Took a little bit of damage going down that hill, but I can't penetrate that Lee. I might be able to go through his rear armor, however, it's going to be kind of iffy. Being a Lee, frickin' in a tier 4 match is amazing. A lot of people don't like the Lee and even the Grant, however, I feel like it's a very underrated tank. Yes, you're a tank destroyer, you're not a medium, but that's easily overcome with that good gun and pretty decent armor. Can't believe I just bounced off a T-82. But yeah, at times I feel like running around this thing, and I do kind of say exterminate in my head, because it does remind me of freaking Dalek so much. Now, we're ahead, but not ahead by so much. I gotta be a little careful here still. This T-70, I might be able to penetrate from this far. My shells don't fly too far, and his armor's pointing towards me. Oh shit, I got him! But I was using APCR, so I'm kind of cheating there. Should be another tank here. Ew, there he is. And there's a rock. I want to kind of avoid that TD. Usually they have derp guns on them, and even though I have a spall liner, they can still easily go through me. Okay, so this guy, where's he heading? It looks like he's gonna head north. Which, fine, I guess I'll head that way, because I'm not gonna be able to catch up to him before the rest of my team gets here. This thing's very, very slow. Just cruising along. find a friend. Hopefully that SU decides to slow down a little bit as I eke up this small slope. There he is. Hey, where are you going? Get back here. No, I can't hurt him. Gotta get around to his back. No. It's like a battle of freaking wimps. We couldn't penetrate each other. But whatever. This tank, you're mainly just playing it to bounce shells off of incoming rounds. Okay, so probably have time for one more battle. Only did 137 damage, destroyed 2 tanks, and as far as damage blocked, I only bounced 52 damage, and I spot it for a decent amount. So I have enough for one more battle here. Don't exactly know what tank I want to play. Haven't played T-23E3 yet, however that sucks. And for Sherman, the A2 E3 is used. I don't have to click that. Okay, so this tank, I would play this, but as you see, no point, it sucks as well. One of those tanks where you're never going to get again, however, it's not exactly very good. So I'm actually going to hop into a fun tank here. And maybe I will do, I'm going to do the Archer, and I'm going to do the FV405 Stage 2 again. Archer, if you haven't played it yet, it goes faster in reverse than it does forward. So you really have to plan where you're going to be heading in this thing, because you kind of have to run away in reverse, which is very good if someone's coming at you. However, actually getting into position is the hard part. Now, don't exactly want to be on this side. I don't like playing off of this side, especially with a TD, but I'm going to try to get into the E4, E5 spot in reverse. Now, I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to head this way. You kind of have to... I was going forward. I forgot already. So, let's just swing around here.
Move out.
Whoop, 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 whoa, there we go. I always forget that left and right are reverse. Okay, here we go. Now, this is very tricky to play, because you don't necessarily reverse a lot in tanks and also drive that way. So it's definitely interesting. You only go, your top speed is 12 kilometers an hour going forward. Over in reverse, it's 32 kilometers an hour. So this thing can get around the map pretty quick, just not up hills in reverse. However, fighting enemies, I find the main problem with it is you have no armor, so it's hard enough to get into spots, and once you're in spots, it's pretty hard to remember that you have to reverse to get away, and by the time you do that, more likely than not, you're gonna die. Yep, see you, Graham. Thanks for watching. And I'm gonna be streaming, I hope once a week at least. To be able to find when I'm streaming, you can check my website, the WoT Guru Facebook page, or just on my YouTube channel. It'll be under live events. Shit, I missed him. I didn't expect him to stop. 17-pounder on this tank though is awesome. You're able to do so much damage in this thing. You just have to stay alive long enough to actually be able to use it. Okay, so it's T14. Luckily these guys keep missing me. But I've pretty much cut off their little advance here. Unfortunately that KV5 got it through. Hello, little Electo. Sorry, buddy, but you knew I was there. You shouldn't have pushed ahead. Let's see if I can't get this T-14 out. He hasn't hit me yet, so he's probably going to hit me here, but I'm not too concerned about him because he's dead. Now, they should be able to get that KV-1 out. I really hope. Granted, that looked like an HE shell, so not too certain now. Let's just reverse here. Should have a shot on him. However, he's starting to... But this gun is freaking awesome on a tier 5 tank destroyer. You really have to put up with the wonky mobility. Now, there's only that PZ-4 down there. So I hope they don't push on him. I'm going to take my chance and swing around here to the M4. Hopefully he doesn't have a derp gun, because I'll be in trouble. Ah, shit. They're pushing to here. I gotta head back. Gotta head back. Come on, guys. Come on, they're coming to the flag. Just turn around. You're freaking losing way too many tanks against these guys up there. It'd be nice if I had the Grant to help me. But it doesn't seem like I'm going to get any help here. Hopefully I'm able to take the Covenanter out first. I want him to actually push up and go after the SPG. Okay. Here he is. One tank. And for Sherman knows I'm up here now. So I gotta be kind of careful. Let's avoid knocking that tree down. Should be able to spot him. Come on. Oh. There he is. And we should get this. Ah, he doesn't have the derp gun. A little less concerned now. Granted, 2 hits and I'll be dead. But he's moving around, so he's not going to kill me. Thank you a lot for doing that. Had he sat there, he might have killed me by just taking 2 quick shots and taking me out. But moving around, he wasn't doing himself any favors. Now, please, please, please kill that T-34. I really don't want the pressure being on me to win this match, because I'm still getting used to having to drive backwards, and that's the major downside. And it's not looking so good here. Come on, man. I don't want that guy seeing me, because I have to spin around to be able to shoot him. Yeah, I have a feeling that he might head up there. If he comes from the city, I'm kind of pointing that way, okay? However, if he's up here, I'm gonna be kind of screwed. But this tank, 17 pounder, you're able to annihilate so many things with your penetration, damage, rate of fire, that it's kind of borderline overpowered at times. Okay, let's move into firing position. There you are. No. No, don't shoot me. There we go. Frickin' another lag spike. Grant's not at tier 5. Grant's a tier 4 medium. It's basically a M3 Lee copy. But yeah, I had clicked when I had my aiming circle on him. Didn't register for freaking lag spike. Luckily enough, I killed him. Okay, there's that M7 Priest. Just want to keep moving into him. Kind of surprised that he's able to shoot that far down. Let's just slowly move ahead, fire a few rounds. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Wait for him to shoot or come at me. Come on, dude. Okay, let's just keep going. Come on. You know you want to get me. Or you want to get him. Something. There we go. Thank you very much, Churchill. So, pretty damn good match. Got an ace tanker, which people have played this tank, so it's not like it's just a token ace tanker like in the rare tanks. I got a high caliber award, top gun for killing 6 tanks. Damage wise, 2060, 6 kills, ton of experience. There's the medals there. So this tank is a very good tank in my opinion. Made a decent amount of credits. Spotted for a little bit of damage as well. But you just have to remember you don't have a lot of hull armor, only 20 millimeters. Top speed and fast forward or going forward is 12 kilometers an hour and 32 kilometers an hour going backwards. Gun depression, not so great. It is 7 degrees. However, since you're kind of small, low to the ground, your turrets, or what you can say is a turret, is in the rear of your tank. It's not very good. But, however, 17 pounder, pretty damn awesome. And as far as grinding goes, it's not terrible. It is a tier 5, so it is pretty quick. But once you get this top 17 pounder, this tank is awesome. You just have to deal with driving in reverse, which can be difficult. Now let's just hop back into the FV. This is going to be my final game. And as someone just said in chat, I did get my carrying pants on because in that match, had I not gone back to cap and basically did the legwork, we wouldn't have won. But while the Archer is kind of handicapped by going backwards for its main mode of transportation, it's still a good tank and you're able to overcome it as long as if you kind of plan ahead. Okay, so this tank, once again, very large. It's actually taller than a mouse. Gun, very good, like the FV215B 183mm, however, better accuracy and aiming time, better on the move accuracy as well. This tank, basically, it's the more mobile version, but you have no armor. 14mm means, luckily there's no arty, because had I got hit by an arty piece in this, you pretty much go bye-bye. I've had plenty of arty kind of see that I shoot, and they'll just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to round the corner and shoot this guy. They just round the corner, shotgun me before I reload, and I die, because they know if they land any sort of HE round on this thing, you're pretty much going to be taken out. So I'm going to let this little train of people go around me. I want it to get right. However, they kind of blocked me there. And yeah, there's no arty. However, there still is ground arty, which as you see, the gun depression sucks. So I actually have to go a little bit lower here to be able to do what I want to do. Just want to back up. Kind of inch over. I want to be able to shoot something. Don't know what. Just want to hit something. Whether or not I'm going to be able to do that, I don't know. Okay, here's an IS-8. he might move far enough up for me to shoot him. But I'm just going to be kind of careful. If I don't get any shots, I'm actually going to move south in this. And hopefully my team up here doesn't push into their death. Yeah, I'm going to move south now. That way I'm able to help out with some of these lighter tanks down here. I also can fire back up into here if I wanted to. Hello, little T-62A. It's not exactly the best shot I could have taken, but it'll work. Just gotta cover my long reload. Of course they're able to hit me from over there. I didn't think that. I thought if I stayed behind that building, but I guess if it's this building, I'm safe. I know it's one of these buildings where if you stay behind it, they're not really able to hit you very reliably. Okay. Are you gonna be seen again? No? Alright. So I'm gonna take my chances. Move again. No. Is that a lag spike? I wanted to shoot there. Here we go. Whatever. But this tank's very hard to play with its size and lack of armor. Nothing's gonna miss you in this unless if they are incredibly stupid or you just get really, really lucky. But I still do like the tank. It's just very hard to play with basically enemies that kind of know that you have no armor, so they just load HE and chuck it at you. Luckily that hasn't happened yet in this match. And also in matches where you're forced to kind of play further up than you want to be. I'd rather be further back, but we're doing well enough where I can play farther up. Yep, that hurt. Thanks a lot, Patton. No, don't destroy it. That's my armor. But I think it's a good tank, but it does have a little bit too many flaws for it to actually truly shine. It really is a hard tank to play, and I freaking struggle in it a lot. And it's basically for people who like faster tanks, but you are going to have those matches where you wish that you had the FV215B 183mm, because that thing actually has a lot of armor on the front now. And since I do have that tank, I do miss it at times. But this tank is fun for the matches where you can kind of sit back, use your good gun, move around to where you need to be, and just basically blast people without having to worry about taking a lot of damage. Okay, so there's this bat chat here. Of course he was unspotted now. Let's just move up over here. See if they can see him again. There's still that TD. But I'm more concerned about the medium right now. Oh shit, he's making a run for it. Will I hit him? Yeah! Didn't think I'd get him, but that's where the accuracy comes into play. It has better overall accuracy and aiming time, which allows you to kind of hit those shots a little easier. But still, this tank has very good firepower and mobility, but as far as the it's basically the quintessential tank as far as the armor slash mobility, or not armor, the firepower slash mobility combo, but it sacrifices so much armor to be able to get that, and comfort as far as depression and size goes, that it's very difficult to play. But overall, pretty decent match. 2,859 damage, destroyed 2 tanks, and didn't really do much else. Lost a bit of credits because I used a lot of Hesh rounds. But anyway, thanks for watching this live stream. I'm going to hope to do it again, and I'm going to try to do it at least once a week, and you can find times for this on my YouTube channel, my website, WoTguru.com, and the WoT Guru Facebook page. And hoping that I can do more things like this with a media account to get more gameplay videos up to you quicker of new content, as well as kind of show you some nice little rare tanks from time to time. Now keep in mind that the Tiger and the Scorpion most likely is going to change before they're actually released. So just something to keep in mind there. And if for whatever reason you missed this live stream, or if you're coming late, it will, after it's ended,